Hello, my name's Chris, this is Blue Kraken Gaming, and welcome back to Satisfactory, where if you are enjoying the series, I would ask that you please consider leaving a like, a comment, or a subscription. Any will help the channel grow, and they help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Now, in our last episode, we set up our facility here to start making heat sinks. However, we no longer have the copper sheets coming in. And I've traced this back, and this is what we're going to have to start on this episode. And it's because these aren't being fed with copper ore anymore, and it's because that was feeding an overflow because we were prioritising making the aluminium, which means we're going to need to get more copper. Now, we could go and get the node somewhere over there and hook it in, but what I'm actually more inclined to do is fix that one. I say fix that one. That one's a Mark II miner. We've got access to Mark III now, and we can just buy what we need, so I'm going to do that just to make it happen, because, you know, what's the point in the awesome sink if we don't use it? So, Mark III miner. We need 3 turbo motors, so we're going to have to buy a stack of turbo motors. Okay, where are we? I'm also going to have to buy a stack of fused frames because I don't actually have any on me, and they're not making their way into the sink yet because, or not the sink, the network yet, because we're still stocking up on the drone. So we'll grab those.
Parts purchase confirmed. Promotion delayed by X times part value plus fix-it stock value.
Okay, and then we'll get our 3 miners. What am I doing with random quartz there like that? I don't want that. Okay. And then we're just going to go and overclock this one so that it can handle more power, basically. Right, okay, so like that. And then you need all 3 of those. Wow, that's still only 300 a minute. Is that an impure node? Is that... Oh, wow, it is an impure node. Okay. Okay, that is not what I expected. Sort, because I've got a feed... Oh, I really thought that would have tried to stuff... Oh, no, we didn't have any room for ore because it's... Yeah. It's empty. It didn't have any ore in it. Okay. So hopefully that'll give us some more. Hopefully it'll give us enough to turn all of this on. It does mean that because this is now an overflow, it does mean we are going to change this one to be a smart splitter as well. And that's going to be a double overflow system. So we just got to wait to see that come through. We can't see it come through because I've sealed that logistics floor. But yeah, hopefully that's going to come through, and we'll start to see that wow, catch up, because it looks like we were already using more than we could anyway. So you're using, so you guys are using 30. That's 30, 60. That's 120. So that's 150, and we're now producing 300. Okay, alright, yeah, that's definitely stuffed it up, which is what we need it to do. Oh wow, Mark II belts look so slow in comparison to what we've got now. Okay, alright. But that's now getting fed again, which is the main thing we needed. Alright, so there's that going again, that's good. Fine. Okay, happy with that. That should sort all of that out. So now we can start looking at the next bit, which, like I say, I will need to get this floor filled out. Okay, I'm under no illusions that I'm big enough that any of the Satisfactory devs watch me, but on the random off chance one of them does come across this, please give us the ability to, you know, do a grid at a time instead of just zoop. I don't mean to harp on about other games, but, you know, Star Rupture spoiled me on the way I can build out like that. Okay. So we'll get that out like that. Okay. There's that drone. Cool. You're coming down. You're probably going to take all of those, aren't you? I forgot where we're going with those. Oh, they're making the heavy modular frames, aren't they? Yeah. He's just taken all of them. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So we need, not a blender, manufacturer. Let's just have a look and see what we're working with here. So, no, it's not even the turbo motor yet. Crikey, we're on the cooling system. Why do I not have the cooling system in here? Is the cooling system not in here? I thought it was. No, that's definitely the heatsink. Cooling system. It is in the blender. Okay, alright. Okay. And we're going to need a few of these because they get used in the thermal propulsion rocket. Okay, fine. So they use 2 at a time of these that we're making, and we're making 7.5 times 4. So we're making 30. And you're using 12 a minute, which means we can do 2 and a bit. Okay. Alright. Well, that means we do want to put 3 down. And then this is going to be interesting. So you do actually need, yeah, water and nitrogen gas. So we do need to get we do need to get water up here as well. Which excuse me, that which is going to be interesting considering we are missing heavy modular frames. Are we really? Well, I never. Okay, alright. Well, we'll have to go see what's going on with those. Because, yeah, we'll have to fly the nitrogen in, which shouldn't be too much of an issue. Oh, we're going to have to bottle that. Because is that a nitrogen one? And even if it is, actually, I don't know that I want to go and capture it just for the sake of trying to avoid flying it in. Yes. Oh. Oh! There's loads of nitrogen around here. Okay, that's also a NAF nitrogen node. Not as good as our current one. But it does mean... Oh, that one's a pretty one. I've got a feeling that's near our nuclear bit that we want. Either way, I think that means... Oh, that means we're going to need to get into the bottling system. Okay. Right. Which means we're going to need... fluid tanks. Okay, and that's from aluminium ingots. Okay, but that should be a closed loop. We shouldn't need an infinite number of those. But if they're coming from aluminium ingots, that's up at this bit. You guys are burning through all of that. And you're burning through all of this as well. Although, actually, you're firing back up, which means we might have some spare. Okay, alright, let's get what we can get set up first, and then we'll deal with the next problem after that. So, if we need 2 bits of water, because the solids will be easy because we've got lifts. The water is going to be, or the liquids and the gases are going to be what's awkward. So I'm thinking we're going to want junctions like this for the water. For the gas, although actually let's get, how much water do you actually need? 30. Okay, so that's only 90 water. That's not bad. So that's all going to be on a Mark 1 pipe. So let's get that in first. After that, we're dealing with nitrogen for the other import. And for that, we're going to need to unbottle it. So, if we come with a packager, we're going to need to do that so we can unbottle it. Although that's too close because we need to get the bottles back out. So if we do that, like so. How do your pipes look on horizontal? That is not horizontal to vertical. I'm sorry. What gives us the sharpest angle? Curve is weirdly enough giving us the sharpest angle, but that cuts through. Okay. So I think what we're going to wind up doing is if we get a pipeline support, put that there, then we feed that in, and then like that. Okay. Right, and how much of this do you need? You need 150 nitrogen a minute. Crikey, okay. And if you are unpackaging nitrogen, you're going to unpackage 240 a minute. Okay, alright. Actually means we might not need that one. Because what we can do... seeing as this one's got to be underclocked anyway. So hang on, we can do 30 and then needs 12. So 30 divided by 12 is 2.5, which means you're at 50%. So you're going to use 75 nitrogen. So 150 plus 75 is 225, and you're going to unbottle 240. So yeah, that one there will feed both of these, which is fine. It won't feed the third one though. So you are just going to have to deal with being backed up. Which I think we can cope with. Okay. Unpackage nitrogen gas, that's fine. Okay. So then we're going to need to get the bottles back out. And if we're going to have it this side, I think I want them here. We want a merger pointing out like that. You're going into that one. And then we're going to need... we're going to need a Mark II coming out. Like so. To handle the empty bottles. Okay. So that's that done. The water should be easy to connect in from now. So now we can go... like this, and bring in our heat sinks from below. Yeah, because it doesn't need huge numbers of them. No, that's fine. So then, yeah, we can come under here. Let's do that. We will run you up like this. Of course it does that. Right, fine. We'll do it that way round, because then we can put our splitters in like that. And then feed you guys out like so. Okay, so that's the heatsink sorted, which they look like they're now up to speed. You're still waiting on copper sheets to come through. I'm still missing heavy modular frames. That's surprising me. Right. You guys are working at 100% now. Yeah, okay. So that means you should be keeping up. 22.5 each. Is that just the manifold filling? I've got a feeling it is, yeah. Because that is the exact amount. Okay. So that will take a bit of time to come up to speed. That's okay. Rubber. Now, rubber... we've got down here in the train station. Which is going to be... yeah, this one. And it is full. So we have got spare rubber. It's going to be about how we get the rubber from here to up there. And I can't think of an elegant solution for that. Can we bring it from underneath? Because we're already dealing with some infrastructure here about bringing the rubber around. So we've already got the rubber coming in through here. Which we've got coming off of this truck line. So I think if we... I did not mean to grab that fuel. Right, put... yeah, regular splitter. Not the foundation, the belt. And then we bring the rubber out like this. That's going to let us get it into the right area. Why has that gone on the wobble? It's so weird that it does that. But it's fine if you... oh, it's because I've got that mount there now still. But it's fine if you leave it on default. And then it's fine afterwards. It's so weird. I don't quite get what straight does there. Okay. So now we've got to figure out where we want to bring this up and how we're going to cut through things. I mean, this outer bit's looking pretty tasty. Like here kind of thing. Yeah, and then we can run it like the other way round on those. Because if we put... if I put a hole there... that was a bad example, it's the end one. We put it there. How's that going to look? If we go... yeah, that's kind of unworkable. Yeah, we should have probably pushed those back. Let's do it. Let's do it properly. We'll push these ones back. Because then we can work it out. So you're going to go there. And then if we offset you by 2... that should then let us have all of our everything lined up there then. Does just mean we need to hook those ones in manually because they're not super snug anymore. Okay. And then now scrub this. Let's turn the torch on so we can see what we're doing. Right, I'm going to come down here and put all of those that I've just pulled off back in here as soon as I can find them in my inventory. There they go. Okay. So then it's these ones we're doing first this way. Those ones are going to go that way. We then want splitters on this going this way. Those are going to come from the other direction. Whoa, no, no, not default, thank you. Right, you're going in there. That's going to the wrong one. Right, there we go. So that's that all nice and lined up. Yeah, that looks much neater. And then you're going to come in like that. Then we've got to go... Where are we? Here on this line. And we're going to go like that. You're going to feed in like that. Lovely. Okay. And then we can just bring this. Straight down. So then you should be feeding in... Nope. Got that wrong. Because it's lined up there. So then you're going to feed in like that. Okay, cool. Then... Oh, that's a bother. That line's right in the way. Which means I'm going to have to do that. Take you up to here. And just have a little connector like that. Okay. Sure. Got a feeling this one's a logistics flaw. So let's punch a hole in here. Yep. Right, we'll leave that there then for the minute, because we're going to need to go back down in a second. Right, so you're now going through that part of the floor there. Okay. Now where's that going to bring you? Yeah, that's not awkward at all. Okay, so that's where we've currently got it. Let's move the hole to here. And then we can pop you up to there. You around like that. And then you're going to go in like so. Okay. We come underneath. We'll pop you there like that. And then we'll pop you in there like that. Cool. Okay. And that then should be enough rubber to feed all of that as well. Beautiful. Okay. Alright. So I have just thought we're now not going to be making enough heat sinks for our next stage. Oh well, we'll have to figure that out in a bit. Right, okay, so I think the next thing we need to figure out, I think the water's going to be lesser of a problem. I need to figure out what's going on with the heavy modular frames and why we still don't have any more. So, I'm going to make a quick cut here for you guys while I head over to the heavy modular frame factory. And then we're going to have a look and see what is going on there. So I'll see you guys in a moment. Okay, so here we are at the factory, and I'm just genuinely coming through to go, what is going on? Oh wow, okay, that is just a throughput issue. Okay. You're making... Why is this one turned down so much? I mean, I'm sure we did it for a reason. Must be where we worked out how many of something we've had coming in, but... Okay, so that is genuinely just a throughput thing. Roughly 9 outgoing a minute. Okay. I wonder if we can ride this drone, because we're not going to cross any water this time. Jetpack just in case. But this should hopefully be a bit faster to head over to the fused frame area. There we go. Okay, well this is going better than last time. Whoa, whoa, no, no, no. Okay, so the drone is there. No, I can't land on it. I possibly could have, but I got that wrong. And either way, it gave us a decent speed boost. So I'm going to keep riding this as we go. Okay. I do want personal drones. Like, to be able to take you places like the... like we can ride in the trains to go from A to B. I'd love, like, little drone ports. So I can ride on the drone. That would be cool in my eyes. Right, let's ride this up to where we've got our fused frames. Is it just we're using so many of them? Because if that's got like 9 coming through a minute, like we never had a huge throughput for them because we never had much use for it until we've got to this one. So I don't know whether we're actually using that many or whether it's just like all of the various storages filling up. Yeah, like we're not using that. That is just filling up. Okay, but because of that it has caused a backlog for them trying to appear in the... yeah. You're still filling. Oh, blimey, okay. So we've got none in there, okay, sure. Okay. But I mean, also, we're going to need to start outporting nitrogen from here. Okay, and we'll have to find somewhere for some space for that as well. Okay, well that's going to be fun, and that's going to be some stuff that I'm going to need to think about. So, definitely think we need to get the nitrogen flowing, and I think that's where we're going to have to pick up next episode. So I'm going to wrap up here and say, as usual, likes, comments, subscriptions, they will help the channel grow, they help get it out in front of other people, so thank you very much to those of you that do that. Thank you very much to my YouTube channel members. Your support is very much appreciated, and please don't forget that as a supporter you do gain access to the save files for any of the open world games I'm currently playing, along with any blueprints that get used in them, and also early access to the videos so you get to see what's going on before anybody else does. Don't also forget that you also, I keep saying also, don't forget that you, along with all of those, have your Oxygen Not Included channel members only series that you guys get to take part in, because you guys are the dupes in that. But other than that, thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope you have a great day, and I will catch you all next time.